So how can Drake's mansion be both amazing and awful? Let's check this video out.
Drake's mansion is so unbelievable that some of its features can only be described as awful.
Every bathroom in this house, when you walk up to the toilet, it opens and starts playing Tupac Hit 'Em.
Made funnier by the insane legal battle Drake went through just to have it built.
The brick wall is an eyesore to my clients in the neighborhood.
He first purchased the property for $6.7 million in September 2015, at which point it simply looked like this. A 1963 bungalow with a
No way. No way that was once the place that we all have seen once looked like this. No way. It's yeah, yo, there's some contractors out here, fam. Y'all are too good. Y'all are way too good at what y'all do, man. y'all are like elite status, man. To be able to turn that into what we know as Drake's home now.
Car garage and swimming pool, although it was obvious that Drake was focused on a different part of the property.
He never cared about like buying a big house. He was just like, I care about buying land.
Drake bought the house for its land and location, being a 2-acre lot amongst other mansions in the Toronto neighborhood of Bridle Path. The suburb ranked as the richest area in all of Canada, with its residents having an average net worth of $22 million and an average home value of $5.1 million. YouTube videos driving through the
Smart. What they tell you, they ain't making no more dirt. You know what I mean? Buy dirt. They ain't making no more dirt. You know what I mean? The old heads always say that to me, man. Listen, buy that dirt, young boy. Buy that dirt. Buy that dirt. They ain't making no more dirt. It didn't resonate with me when I was young. Definitely does now.
area show some of the craziest houses you might ever witness, and as a result it's no surprise that Drake decided to build there. On the 18th of May 2016, Drake's barely decipherable 3-story mansion plans were first released to the public, which accompanied a planning notice at the front of the residence, leading to annoying petty problems before construction had even started. Drake quickly discovered that the house he'd bought to demolish had been designed by a world-famous architect, and as a result he'd be scolded by the media for wrecking a piece of history. In one article titled "Drake, Take One Dance with That Bridle Path Home Before Tearing It Down," the writer stated, "I'm pretty angry with you for considering it a teardown," while the demolition notice had comments such as, "Maybe a minor variance in zoning, but one more sad step in Toronto's blind disinterest in heritage." Although,
okay, then why sell it then? Why allow it to be sold? If everyone had this type of a problem with it, then why not go to City Hall or do whatever you need to do, take the proper steps to make sure it doesn't get sold? Like, you can't be mad at Drake. There was a price tag on it. I saw the price tag on it. I could afford it. I bought it. And now my vision is going here. How can you be mad at me? I don't get that.
these complaints were nothing compared to the issues caused by the new design, as the proposed mansion was so freaking huge it goes beyond what's permitted there. For example, the mansion's height of 17 meters was well beyond the 11 meters permitted by council, while his 34-meter wide driveway was 3.5 times larger than the allowed width of 9 meters. But the aspect that received the most backlash was the height of Drake's new fences.
Fences more than twice as high as would otherwise be allowed, in part due to security concerns on his property.
Everyone knows where he sleeps, where he eats, and that has really freaked him out.
As mentioned, Drake's extra high fences were proposed for security. However, his neighbors made an effort to push back immediately.
The brick wall is an eyesore to my clients in the neighborhood, as it could be observed from almost every single room of my client's residence.
Despite this, councillors sided with Drake after learning he'd spent $1 million on trees for the property, and as a result, the building was finally approved. Roughly 2 months later, Drake's builder and architect Ferris Rafali posted this image to his Instagram with the title "Let's Get Started." This was followed by another post only 8 days later, showing that the block had been completely flattened, in the process creating a brand new problem. Drake's lovely neighbors had launched another complaint against him, claiming that trees were being cut down on the property before they'd received permission to do so. As a result, Drake was now facing a fine of up to $100,000 for every tree destroyed, although his builder maintained that they'd done nothing wrong. This was confirmed after a council investigation, which stated there have been no violations. There have been no large trees cut down. I'm very glad that Drake and the company he has hired is obeying the law. Roughly 1 month later, an archived satellite view of the property showed that construction was back underway, which accompanied a new post on Ferris's Instagram hinting at just how crazy the mansion was going to be. "This is how we build an official NBA indoor basketball court, shoring and excavation in process," which was followed by another post 1 month later showing the speed at which the house was being built. In the process, Drake came by to check out the property, which had begun framing only 4 months later, a stage which was fully completed within a matter of weeks, at which point the builder revealed another crazy detail. While the original plans put the mansion at 21,000 square feet, this number had since been doubled to 45,000 square feet, which included a 3,200 square foot master bedroom suite. For context, the size of an average
3,200. 3,200. Put in the comment section how many square feet is your home. Put that in the comment section right now. Because a lot of people don't have 3,200 square foot homes. Nothing wrong with that. But just when you compare that to somebody's bedroom, you're like, man, that to me, that's motivation. If you want that type of stuff. If you don't like that kind of stuff, then it's not for you. But for some people, that might be motivation to say, man, let me get on my grind. Drake showing me what is possible out here in these streets, bro. Still got a 3,200 square foot master bedroom, fam. Like, how do you even find time to enjoy all of the square footage of that home?
3-bedroom home is usually around 1,600 square feet, meaning Drake's bedroom was going to be the same size as 2 fully built middle-class homes. Although Drake showed no remorse for his extravagance, stating, "Because I was building it in my hometown, I wanted the structure to stand firm for 100 years. I wanted it to have a monumental scale and feel. It'll be one of the things I leave behind, so it had to be timeless and strong. It's overwhelming high luxury. That message is delivered through the size of the rooms. I wanted to make sure people can see the work I put in over the years, reflected from every vantage point." As construction continued, Ferris...
See? Motivational purposes. He wanted motivational purpose. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I think Drake wanted to really just enjoy the fruits of his labor as well? Absolutely. Yeah. But it's also motivation to show others that, bro, this stuff is possible. Look me, I did it, and I came from the same place as you did.
and Drake once again posed at the front of the property, although this, in combination with countless media articles listing his address, accentuated an aspect that was already a massive problem: security.
The attempts of getting into this property is daily and nightly.
As mentioned by Drake's representative, the house was being broken into every single day and night, only made worse when the house was given a geotag as Drake's mansion on Google Maps. As a result, Drake had to hire significant security.
Dude, his security is insane. You ever seen security?
Yeah, I've seen some.
Imagine more.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You're not getting to this guy. No chance.
With this also being seen in a video by a YouTuber named Walking Lady.
Don't go on the property again, alright?
Don't go what, sorry?
On the property.
And echoed in this comment reading, "I drove past his house looking to take some pictures, but there were these 3 to 4 big dudes standing out front guarding the place. What a life." In one notable incident, Drake's Toronto mansion was stormed by a knife-wielding woman who allegedly struck a security guard with a pipe, but while there were obviously some security hurdles during construction, there was no denying the house began to look incredible. After laying the slab for the basketball court, Ferris uploaded a video showing the court's entire construction process, which included a Drake-themed scoreboard, Drake-themed on-court branding, and even Drake-themed basketballs. The video received comments such as, "This is the dopest indoor court I have ever seen a celebrity have. Beats Shaq's and Jordan's," but while the basketball court could only be described as awesome, there were other aspects of the property that were better described as awesomely stupid. For example, Drake spent $700,000 on the world's most expensive bed. Created specifically for Drake's house, the bed named Grand Vivitas weighs 530 kilograms or 1,168 pounds and took over 600 hours just to make a single one. The bed has a whiskey and champagne bar on the backside of the bedhead and a dedicated team of employees who flip and clean the mattress every 3 months. In addition to the bed, Drake had a 4,000-pound bathtub delivered to his ensuite, which was made from one giant piece of marble at a cost of over $50,000. After finishing in the tub, Drake can get dressed in his 2-story walk-in closet, which he since defended as being an important part of the property. "The bedroom is where I come to decompress from the world at the end of the night, and where I open my eyes to seize the day. The bed lets you float, the shower lets you escape and gather your thoughts, and the closet makes you want to talk to yourself while getting dressed." On the 5th of October 2019, roughly 3 years after construction first began, Drake posted this video to his Instagram, showing that the luxury mansion was nearing completion while providing a further sneak peek into some of its wild features. There were the singing toilets we mentioned earlier, as well as quite possibly the craziest indoor swimming pool you might ever witness. However, it wouldn't be until Drake moved into the home 6 months later that he'd also show off his separate outdoor pool, as apparently the property needed 2 separate pools. On top of this, Drake bought a custom Bosendorfer piano for an estimated $500,000, which was shown for the first time in the Tootsie Slide music video, where Drake would also display a room holding every award he'd ever won. Additionally, Drake built an entire hallway for the sole purpose of displaying basketball jerseys, and considering Drake also has sun-tanning beds in his bathrooms, it's no surprise that even DJ Khaled praised the designer by stating, "Amazing job, I want you to build my next estate. I've been thinking the name of the one we're gonna build together because Embassy is incredible. Champagne Papi inspired me on another level. I have more work to do." Although even if you include Drake's 12-car garage and $10 million car collection, the mansion's often quoted value of $150 million is way over exaggerated. The most expensive home ever listed in Bridle Path was on the other side of Drake Street, which had an asking price of $45 million in 2021. The home was built at the same time as Drake's and has a similar 9 bedrooms, 16 bathrooms, 12-car garage, and an indoor swimming pool. The property
If I'm his neighbor, I'm loving the fact he just built this monstrosity here. Number one, it's Drake. Property values. Number two, look at this home. Property values. Like, what can I not like about it? Soon as I would have heard Drake's moving into my neighborhood. Retirement. Retirement. This is gonna go for. He's about to drive the prices through the roof out here. I'd have been loving it.
Failed to sell for $45 million and has since had its price drop to $40 million, so while Drake's house is certainly more luxurious, it probably wouldn't sell for $150 million or even half of that. Despite this, Drake has certainly achieved his goal of building a monumental property, albeit at the cost of his time, money, and even his safety. An iced out Florida license plate, a $500,000 box of crayons, and a literal diamond plated toilet. These are the stupidest pieces of jewelry ever bought by rappers, with 21 Savage creating a necklace to honor his own head. The 100-carat piece took 2 months to complete at a cost of $125,000 and was so over the top he retired from buying jewelry afterwards. Every time I meet someone who's very, very rich, like wealthy, I've never seen them with jewelry on, although Lil Pump apparently ignored the message, as he'd have his own face made out of diamonds less than a year later. At a cost of $360,000, Lil Pump's chain received comments such as, "Imagine the pain knowing the colossal waste of money this was, only made worse given others thought it didn't even look like him. I look more like Lil Pump than that chain, and looks like Gollum," although after showing the chain off in a GQ episode, Lil Pump flexed another piece
this won't never get brought up as long as he continues to get money and maintain it and do good for himself. The moment he falls off, the moment it looks like he can't pay his bills, things are getting repossessed, his house has liens on him, he's going under foreclosure. The moment that happens, they'll come right back to this type of stuff like that and say, what was he doing with his money?
jewelry, which was somehow even stupider. The chain-raiding drug addict was bought for $380 grand, which when combined with his Escadet and Gucci Gang chains, meant Lil Pump spent over $1 million on jewelry items that are no longer relevant. However, this is nothing compared to how much Rick Ross spent to put his face on a necklace, given he'd purchased this atrocity for $1.5 million, or about 5 regional houses. For whatever reason, the chain also featured its own Rolls-Royce logo, although in case this wasn't dumb enough, Rick Ross then ordered a second chain of himself wearing the first chain, so Rick Ross could wear Rick Ross, who was wearing Rick Ross. The necklace might have been inspired by the game's equally funny Jesus piece wearing a Jesus piece, although in terms of Jesus pieces, they get much worse. For example, Lil Boosie's Christ the Redeemer pendant was bigger than an infant, weighing in at 10 pounds or 4.5 kilograms, which when combined with his equally crazy Holy Bible chain, not only made him look ridiculous, but likely also gave him in back pain. It's therefore no surprise that after Boosie flexed the chains on Instagram, his audience stated, "Bible says don't worship false idols, this guy gets a Holy Bible gold chain, SMH this generation man, and this is whack on so many levels. Please hire a financial advisor today." Boosie claimed to have bought the chains because God had given him everything, although in terms of God honoring jewelry, Boosie's was only the start. Because at the 2010 BET Awards, Kanye West unexpectedly walked out with the biggest chain ever worn by a musician, honoring the Egyptian god Horus, which hung lower than his waist. The chain accompanied an equally crazy 24-carat 5-finger pyramid ring, with the two items costing a total of $300,000.
I wonder what like the jewelers be saying when the rappers and different ones come in there with these extravagant ideas. Like, how do you respond to somebody saying, "Yo, I want a 4-finger pyramid ring. I need that." Like, what? A 4-finger pyramid ring? Bro, you crazy, bro. I ain't even had my coffee yet today, and you already hitting me with this, fam. Give me a moment.
Complex wrote about the piece in 2016, stating, "This is dumb, this chain is stupid, like 2 + 2 = 7, yet Lil Baby apparently thought this equation was normal as he dropped thousands of dollars on a Rolex and iced out chain for his son's 3rd birthday. This was followed by a further $100,000 worth of jewelry for his 7th birthday, which understandably attracted criticism. Instead of buying his son assets at a young age, he buys him liabilities. Great parenting. What does a 7-year-old need jewelry for? Let the kid grow up and play with toys. Rappers raising their kids to go broke. Too much resources at too early of an age spoils the milk, given Lil Baby's son's next chain might have been a $500,000 box of crayons. Sean Kingston bought the piece at the age of 17 and had to have his sister mail it across the country when the necklace needed repairs. However, Sean Kingston's $500,000 chain was stolen from the mail. The authorities were alerted about the missing bling when the ship package arrived at the jeweler's shop empty. Kingston's sister reportedly only insured the extravagant parcel for just $500, yet this might have been a good thing. The ugliest necklace ever. Whoever took it did the guy a favor, but this isn't the only ugly necklace that wound up getting stolen. After dropping $1 million on a chain reading Ice Age, Mike Jones went to bed and woke up to the piece missing.
I was sleeping in my house one day and I woke up and my homie stole it from me, you feel me?
Really?
Yeah.
And while you could argue that the chain wasn't ugly, his negligence made the story pretty stupid. $1 million worth of jewelry around his neck, and he fell asleep without first locking it into a safe. Genius.
See, that's my fear. So when you put something like that on, you become a target. You know what I mean? You have rappers all the time getting killed, murdered for their jewelry because they're being flashy on Instagram and different things like that. You know what I mean? Look at the case with PNB Rock. We don't know if that was the reason, but they took his jewelry, they robbed him, different things like that. Like, to me, that scares me. It makes you a target. And you put that much of jewelry on, and it's people that's out here that are, and this doesn't make it right at all. But you have people that are starving, people that don't know their next meal, so they out here doing what they think they need to do to get that by any means, to feed themselves or their family, to take care of their families. And then they see you look like a mark to them. You just look like an easy target to them. And then they see you without no security.
Although there's nothing less genius than Ply's entire jewelry collection. After dropping his 4th studio album called Goon, Ply celebrated its release by ordering a diamond-encrusted Goon snapback, an iced-out Goon license plate, and so many Goon ski masks it's hard to even count them. However, his stupidest piece of jewelry might have been his iced-out clothing iron, or his ridiculously large gold Cuban chain, which weighed in at 15.5 pounds or 7 whole kilos. My IQ just dropped 20 points by watching this video alone. At least Ply's jewelry made for a funny story, as the background behind Lil Jon's awful Crunk Ain't Dead chain was nothing short of depressing. Lil Jon was so confident that the crunk genre of music wouldn't die, he blew $500,000 on the necklace back in 2007, in the process setting a Guinness World Record for the largest diamond pendant in the world. However, just a year after making the expensive claim that crunk wasn't dead, the genre died completely, leaving Lil Jon with with a totally irrelevant chain. It's therefore no surprise people have said Lil Jon's 500k Crunk Ain't Dead chain really hasn't aged well, although there's an equally terrible necklace that caused even more damage. T-Pain's big chain. After first buying it, he'd write on Twitter, "I told everybody I'm not playing no more. Anybody want to try outdo me, then we're going at it like next door neighbors." Believe that. 10 pounds, 197 carats. Very, very real. I don't know what fake feels like. Unlike almost every other piece so far, T-Pain has since talked extensively about the chain, including the reason he initially bought it.
It was a dare. Some dude on the side of the stage before I went on stage said, "I bet you won't get a chain." I say it's big.
How much it originally cost him.
How much?
Oh, 400.
400,000?
Yeah.
And how much it's worth now. It's therefore no surprise T-Pain called the piece his biggest financial regret.
The dumbest.
Like, I've done some dumb things.
Yeah, man, you can't knock them, bro. These dudes come into money so fast that they don't know what to do. They don't, man. And eventually, hopefully, throughout time and maturing, they eventually start making better decisions. But in the beginning, bro, it's coming so fast, they don't know what to do. And they don't think that it's gonna eventually stop.
This one up here.
With the item being so ludicrous, most of the public thought it was fake.
I always thought it was fake.
I thought it was
until
fake
you
too.
said that. I was like, nobody. You know why I always thought it was fake? 'Cause I was like, nobody would really buy that.
It should have been.
I wanted it to be.
Like, it should have been fake.
In addition to the big chain, T-Pain spent a further $400,000 on a range of liquor bottle jewelry, which he then somehow misplaced completely.
So what happened to those bottles? You still have those? You melted those down too?
I don't know where they are.
You don't know where none of those?
Oh my god.
I lost them.
You lost them?
Yeah.
So $400,000 just gone in the wind.
Yeah.
Which was something that couldn't happen to Lil Wayne's teeth, but this is also what made them so stupid. You see, while most rappers go for a removable diamond grill, Lil Wayne spent $150,000 to have diamonds glued onto his actual teeth.
See, these don't come out like the
But
other
are they all
girls.
diamonds? Oh, yeah. Wow.
Meaning he needed to brush them after every single meal and could only take them out with a highly invasive surgery. Lil Wayne went to jail roughly 1 year after getting the diamonds, yet was able to delay his sentence by complaining his teeth hurt, with 6ix9ine also showing that jail and bad jewelry often go hand in hand. On the cheaper end, 6ix9ine spent $750,000 on a diamond-covered Bruce the Shark from Finding Nemo, yet there were $2 more $1 million chains which were even dumber purchases. Firstly, there was his spinning rainbow 6ix9ine pendant, which he proudly covered in water to prove that it was waterproof, although he should have taken the chance to show off his second $1 million chain, which acted as a water pistol and simply said water. However, if we're on the topic of stupid functional jewelry, then Soulja Boy's Lamborghini necklace has to come next. Soulja Boy explained that he'd bought an actual Lamborghini and needed some jewelry to match, so he'd spend $250,000 on a Lamborghini chain, which had moving wheels and its own remote control, meaning he could drive the chain in various parts of his house. Soulja Boy eventually gave the chain.
That is definitely something I ain't never seen before. For you to tell somebody, I want this chain to have this pendant of the exact car that I have, but I also want you to make sure that the car, if I take the chain off, I have it remote control to where the car can drive. Bro, again, a jeweler. I'm like, fam, I ain't even had my coffee yet and you coming at me like this? Like, what?
To a friend as a birthday present, although he still had other pieces of highly speculative jewelry. For example, he dedicated a different piece to the Transformers movie and spent $500,000 on a mediocre chain reading "The world is yours." Although while Soulja Boy might have owned the Earth, the entire solar system belonged to Takeoff. The monstrous piece featured 4 planets, 2 stars, the sun, and its own NASA rocket ship. The piece was valued by a jewelry expert who appeared on GQ.
That setup right there to get done with all those carats, all that ice, at least $500,000.
Although the other 2 Migos members might have taken things even further. For example, Quavo spent $250,000 to put himself in the Ratatouille movie, which accompanied 2 equally wild Yoda and Crash Bandicoot chains, neither of which were as crazy as Offset's most viral piece, a diamond-encrusted trap house.
This is $250 a quarter. It's heavy too. It's more than a kilo.
The chain was hailed as being, quote, ridiculously detailed, complete with graffiti, an oven, and 2 figurines of Offset, both of them armed, although the trap house wasn't nearly as gangster as Shorty Lowe's crack vial on a necklace, or Method Man's ice pick chain, which he couldn't get past TSA security because they thought it could be used as a weapon. Ghostface's Versace medallion was somehow even more obnoxious, especially when combined with his solid gold eagle bracelet, although for Young Jock's Hustlenomics chain, there are simply no words to explain how bad it is. Rather, we might have to look at the jewelry owned by Lil Duval, whose entire collection is designed to mock these other rappers. For example, he showed up to a birthday bash wearing a plastic fake chain before trolling every other rapper with a diamond encrusted toilet. He'd then post an image of rapper chains to his Instagram with a caption reading, "My toilet chain almost 10 years old and I'm still on all of you." Although if there's one man who could out-troll the troll, it's gotta be Flavor Flav, whose oversized diamond covered clocks are so stupid.
You know what? Mine is the ice around everything being iced out and everything. Flavor Flav might have started. No. Okay, we gotta say Flavor Flav. We also gotta say Slick Rick. Remember Slick Rick with all the chains and stuff? I almost forgot about Slick Rick. Yeah.
It makes him an extremely memorable artist. Giving off a similar vibe is Slick Rick's atrocious satellite dish-looking Rolex, which was shown on GQ with the rest of his chains, all of which were bought because of their crazy size. I love how he keeps trying to put meaning behind the reasons he bought his jewelry, but it really was just because it was the biggest thing in the store. But if Riff Raff Shark Teeth Grill has taught us anything, it's that rappers buy these terrible pieces of jewelry so they can stand out from the crowd. And whether that be DJ Mustard's mustard bottle, Waka Flocka's Foghorn Leghorn Rooster, or Just Blaze's PS3 controller, it's safe to say that these rappers have achieved exactly that.